Hello, everyone. This is my report summary of LenderPet Medical Care Digital President's Recommendation. This report was completed by Michael Schmidt, Brady Kohler, Greg Clement, and Aaron Smith. In our report, our group composed a recommendation report for Dr. Robert Orman, DVM, of LenderPet Medical Care, a veterinary clinic located in Meridian, Idaho. Although the clinic currently has a basic web page, Dr. Orman wanted to improve the digital presence of his business. In order to provide a professional recommendation, we needed to be aware of the clinic's needs. The website requirements that were specified by Dr. Orman were the following. First, informational pages. This includes a home page and 5 interior pages, an about page, a contact page, a scheduling page, a forms page, and an articles page. The second specified requirement was blogging capabilities, specifically a content manager to write, edit, and publish articles to share with customers. The next requirement was online scheduling, specifically an online scheduling form that integrates with Google Calendar. Finally, the website would need to provide forms that customers can download and or print. In other words, the technology would not be viable unless it could fulfill these requirements. For our report, we decided to analyze the pros and cons of 3 different website creation options. And these are building a custom site, building a site using WordPress, and finally, building a site using Wix. We chose these options based on our experience with the technology. We were confident that these were 3 of the best options to choose from when designing a website. Let's go through each of these options. First, building a custom website. Creating a custom website would cost about $26,000 in development costs. It would also take about 135 hours of development time, which would equate to about 3 to 4 weeks of work. However, we also determined that a custom site is one of the most flexible of the options. It meets all the requirements outlined by Dr. Orman and provides a lot of flexibility for the client. The second option we studied was creating a site using WordPress. WordPress is the most popular blogging and website content management system, or CMS, on the internet, powering over 30% of all websites. The WordPress platform is fully capable of fulfilling all the current requirements of the clinic website and almost any feature that might be needed in the future. WordPress can even go beyond the creation of regular static web pages and can add further data capabilities by utilizing a database. WordPress sites are easier to develop without an extensive knowledge of code. However, they do require ongoing maintenance. We estimated that developing a site using WordPress would take about 20 hours of developer work and about $4,000 of upfront costs. The third and final option we considered was using Wix to create a website. Wix is a platform that allows users to easily create their own custom websites without any knowledge of coding. Using time estimates based on the experience of members of our group, Dr. Orman's project could be completed in about 1.5 weeks. This was our estimate. The cost of using a custom domain name is about $14.95 per year. However, hosting a site that meets Dr. Orman's specifications would require the business basic plan, costing an extra $240. This would bring the total cost to about $255 for a Wix site. After doing our research, in order to more objectively and carefully determine the best option, we used a matrix to calculate relative scores for each. Our methods were that we weighted each of the options. Two of the options were weighted as 3s, and the rest were rated as 2s. We weighted 2 of the options, specifications and interactions, higher, a 3, because these were essential to the functionality of the site. The other options were also important, so we rated them at 2. Scores for each criterion were determined by multiplying the relative weight by the rating from 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. For example, if specifications performed at the best possible level, then it would be a score of 3 times 10, or 30. Finally, we added the scores for each criterion to calculate the total scores for each of the options. And as you can see from this matrix, the Wix site received the highest score. After our analysis, we found that all 3 options were capable of providing the website features requested by Dr. Ormond. The main areas where each of these options differed were cost and time. We determined that Wix was by far the best option because it was the cheapest and the least time-consuming. In addition, Wix was easiest to use and required the least maintenance. Thus, we recommended that Dr. Ormond use Wix to create a website for his business. That concludes the summary of this report. Thank you for listening.